Welcome to the Savvy Property Investors Podcast, a weekly show that delivers the best hard-hitting property industry news, business advice, and talks that will get you ascending in the real estate industry. Now, here's your host, the amazing award-winning property and business coach, best-selling author, and serial entrepreneur, Miss Sapphire Gray.
Welcome to the Savvy Property Investors Show, episode 11. Today we're talking about knowing the essential services you need as a property investor. Our guest today is Janice Beckles from B Consultancy Ltd. Janice Beckles is a multi-faceted business consultant from Kent with a mission to empower people to live fulfilling and purposeful lives through personal development. Personal development is an important part of the business because you cannot change your outer world without first changing and addressing your inner dimensions. Janice is a qualified teacher, accredited coach, mentor, and business advisor. In 2017, she set up an accredited institution of leadership and management training center. Janice has a great deal of commercial experience and has set up and run many worthwhile projects under the B Consultancy Ltd umbrella. The project provides participants with essential tools to navigate their career, business, and life. Janice believes in developing multiple streams of income and has started in a journey of property development, forex training, and is an ACN Independent Business Owner, providing essential services to individuals and businesses. In addition to the one-to-one service, Janice undertakes a range of essential training and consultancy services with the local authority. This work includes supporting self-employed individuals and providing vital training to frontline staff on how to manage people and give them advice that they need with a caring and compassionate attitude so that people are not left feeling undervalued. Janice is an associate tutor at Cranfield University School of Management, supporting senior leaders with the final stages of their MBA and apprenticeship. I'm Sapphire Gray, your host, so let's get started. Janice, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me, Sapphire. It's a great privilege and honor to be on this platform today.
You have a fantastic bio, and lots of it is really essential around how you develop yourself and how you develop other people through your coaching and business. And I know you're going to share with our viewers and listeners today all about what you do and how you deliver it. So we all look forward to hearing from you how you're doing this. So, Janice, you are a personal development coach. Please define for us in terms of what you mean by that.
Okay, so in terms of personal development, it's very specific to the individual, but as a whole, it's about how a person develops themselves, their potential, and their capabilities. So that's personal development in a nutshell.
Oh, brilliant. So what does that mean to your clients then? What do they do and how do they go through your training?
Okay, so every single person that I work with, regardless if they are coming to me for mentoring or they might be coming to me because they want to maybe change their career in some shape or form, we always start with the individual because there's no point having a business plan, fantastic business plan, having all, the financial strategies, marketing strategy, but the person has a challenge with maybe procrastination or maybe confidence in themselves or that they're so procedures driven that they just need that little bit of flexibility. Absolutely. So the first step really is, just looking within yourself, looking at your strengths, your lesser strengths, and what do you need to achieve. Excellent. And then literally 15 minutes every day. What are you watching, listening to, reading?
So you personally look at, when you're doing your training, the inner self and
absolutely.
Excellent. That's really good because I think that's really needed when you're doing any form of training. This first start with self and then everything else plays on top of that. So that's brilliant. So what are some of the personal attributes that hinder us to fully develop ourselves then, would you say?
Belief is one of the key things.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
belief. Sometimes there might be some, but it's linked. So limiting beliefs. So it could be a case that from the age of 7, somebody wanted to be an astronaut or they wanted to be a pilot, and somebody just said, "Oh, you'll never be able to be that." And then they just think, "Oh no, I can't do that."
Yeah.
So first step is, belief in oneself, linked to that confidence. And then sometimes it's time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel the same, because confidence is a key thing in anything that we're doing in life. We have to have some form of confidence. And I said the inbuilt mechanism is to feel like, am I able to do that because somebody else in the past has told us we couldn't? So therefore, we believe that we can't. And always say, start on a blanket. Just say, you know what, I can do it. And I'm going to find somebody else that will champion me to actually do that. So that's brilliant. And from your, you gave a presentation at the Savvy Women Investors Academy some time back. From that presentation to us, you sort of merge your personal development with the essential services that you actually offer. How did you manage to navigate and bring in the both of them? Because I think it really merged really well.
Absolutely. Thank you. So, one of the key things is not having all of your eggs in one basket. Yeah, especially the last 15 months that we have been through. And it's about, when it comes to business, even if it's a case that somebody has a side hustle and they're looking to, make some money for, to go towards, the kids' schooling or towards holiday or something like that. It's always important to have a plan B, to have, another stream of income.
True.
So in terms of business, we always look at our particular skills, what we're good at, but then also looking for gaps in the market.
Yeah.
What do people need? Not so much what do they want, but what do they absolutely need? So, those are just a few of the things that people can start businesses, grow their businesses. And that's one of the things that I've definitely added to what I do.
Excellent. Because that kind of dovetails with when you grow confidence in your business, you're doing your business plan out, but then what's your future plan? So when you're looking at your training side of it, you're helping them to build out their business plan. Then you're saying to them, okay, when you grow the confidence, then you can go off and do another side business to also generate income, which I think is really good. And that's exactly what the model you're teaching is, what you actually do yourself. So
Absolutely.
please define for us what the term essential services is.
Essential services. So if we think about the last 15 months, we've been through the pandemic, we've been through, economic downturns. And in these times, everybody tightens their belts. Everybody looks at, right, what can I cut back on? So these are the things that you absolutely need. So things like gas, electricity, mobile phone. For those working from home, yes, we can do without cable, but broadband, Wi-Fi, we absolutely need. Mobile phone, those are what I would deem as essential services to a consumer.
Excellent, because all of those essential services as well goes into any business owner, any person that is employed needs that, and especially when you mentioned on internet service connections in the property space now, when people are moving, they're making sure that their internet service providers have the bandwidth to actually provide for them. So I would then deem it as an essential service myself. And a mobile phone, not many people, very far and few between, use landlines still. So having a mobile phone is to connect to your loved ones, to connect to your business contacts, or even your employer is essential as well. So yeah, they are definitely deemed as essential items. So what are some of the services that people and businesses need? I mean, you mentioned a few of them, but why do they actually need them, do you think?
In terms of an actual business?
In terms of what you actually offer. So say some of the services that you offer and why you think it's really good for businesses and for personal use as well.
Okay, so business and personal, it's I mean, we have Sims with EE and also Joy. So as we mentioned, as a business, I believe in separation. I believe in having personal number, business number. We all need to have that downtime. So that's something that's definitely essential. As an individual, there might be other family members that may need another number. In terms of business, also, we have something called ID Seal, and that's basically a virtual private network. So quite often when we're traveling, even consumers, we will go to Westfield and we will tap into their Wi-Fi, but we're exposing all of our data, all of our private information. So if we've got something like ID Seal, which is basically going to keep our data private, and also there's some very interesting people out there that are sending, pictures, videos that have got like viruses in them. At least your phones and your laptops are protected, just in case people have put like any spyware or anything like that on there. So regardless if it's a consumer or if it's a business, those are some of the things that are vitally essential. Also, in terms of consumers, so even before I joined ACN, we installed an alarm system, and that's with a company called Verisure. And both myself and my husband, we're busy people. Okay, you can imagine sometimes flying out the door, forget to put the alarm on. But the great thing is there's an app. So when I'm sitting on the train, I can set my alarm.
Wow.
When I'm traveled, absolutely. When I might have traveled, so quite recently we had a lot of floods in the southeast and England. So let's say we were out of the country. Would you just check? Are we okay? What we can actually do is just at a click of a button, get snapshot pictures of different areas of our home. So if there was water coming in, we could just get, we could basically see that and get one of the family to come and take care of that for us. So
brilliant. Yeah.
And that's also available for commercial properties as well.
Excellent. And I mean, myself, I left myself exposed. You recommended a product and I bought that product the other day, and it absolutely showed me that how much of my data was actually out there, and how much passwords and things like that. And I was thinking, wow, if I didn't have that in place, then I wouldn't even have been aware. I kind of, you kind of turn your head and you think, oh, I've got protection from places like Norton's or things like that. But this actually protects beyond that. It goes, it goes to the dark web. It sees where your information is being exposed, where your emails are out. We just flippantly, literally go through our emails, not realizing that these are all out there as well. So it was really a good purchase for me, and it was a brilliant recommendation from you. So thank you for that. And also with being able to look, yes, I know about the flash flood there was in East London. My daughter actually got caught up in it and flooded out her whole basement. Now, those kind of having an aerial view into your home, if you're not there, to see what's happening, and probably even in the event of something else more detrimental, i.e. someone breaking in, you can actually see, and protecting yourself in your home is vital nowadays. It absolutely is. And it's worth actually getting these services in place, especially if you're a commercial place. We just had come out of a lockdown. If you could see into your shops or your premises while you're not there, it's even better, because then you know that it's still protected even when you're not around. So I think these are definitely essential services. I'm going to continue with this lovely questioning and giving us some really good insights. So join us after the break with more insights from Janice.
This week's episode of the Savvy Property Investors Podcast was brought to you by our sponsor, the Savvy Women Group. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's show, head over to our website, www.savvywomen.co.uk, to gain access to our free resources and more insights about our guest speaker today. Remember, we make your business our business, so you can unlock your full potential and improve your quality of life.
welcome back. We just had a brilliant first half with Janice explaining to us how she does her training and what essential services that we need as business owners, but also crossing over to the investment side as well. Because one thing I know that investors need is alarm systems, is to make sure that their data is protected, because we're working on projects that are worth thousands of pounds. So again, this is in line with property investors getting these kind of essential services, having two lines, one for your property tenants or one for your, that is personal to you, because we do want to shut off at some times and just have it where it's just our family and not just business. And you can then set up your business WhatsApps on there. So it's all business. And once that is, your time is off the clock, then you can switch back to your normal phone. So definitely having an extra SIM and an extra phone is always essential. I have two myself. In fact, I have three myself. So I realize the benefits of having multiple devices to actually operate my business. When I want to shut off, I can. So that's really a good tip, to have an extra SIM card. So since we're in a property show, as we're doing now, what are some of the essential services that property owners, investors can use?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, thank you very much for your support and your purchase of fire. So in terms of, property investors, very sure, Virgin, the SIM, and absolutely ID seal. That's I for Indigo, D for Delta. And then, of course, it would be worthwhile doing a quote for the gas and the electricity as well.
So why do you think that's the best services that you're offering? What does that help an investor see and do for their business?
With ID seal, first of all, it's going to be security, because we're going to be holding, client information. So the security aspect as well. And at the end of the day, we're all savvy investors. We want to save money. And also we want to make sure that we are exceeding our customers' expectations. So a strong, steady internet connection with some additional extras. That's in terms of, very sure. You have smoke detectors there as well. So that's like an additional backup. Say in the unlikely event that somebody's place was broken into, they actually send somebody to the house to make sure that it is secure. And then they will, of course, contact the police. So it's all around, safety and security, which are essential to human beings.
Absolutely, because even providing the alarm service, HMOs need an alarm service. Private, when you're doing your rentals to your tenants, it's always nice to have the fire alarms there. And to be compliant, you should have those installed anyway. To have, even one of my tenants the other day reached out to me, which I did give them your details to reach out to you in reference to getting an alarm system in. Now, I'm the landlord and they want to do this on their own behalf. So even with your tenants as well, they can add additional services that they want, that they feel they want to protect their home as well, even though you are the landlord. So you can pass on these benefits to your tenants as well, and showing them how they can actually use it to benefit themselves with the Wi-Fi as well. Passing that into, when you're doing HMOs, you have to get all of these services in place. So having a good, stable internet provider is always essential for your tenants as well, because you don't want your tenants phoning you up in the middle of the night saying, I've got no internet service, and because that's what everybody works off nowadays. So yeah, these are definitely essential. So what would you recommend as the top 3 services to have for business and then for personal?
Okay, business, an eSIM, and then ideal. So I for Indigo, D for Delta, seal. They're the top 2. Depending on the business, the next one I would probably say Virgin.
Okay.
Yeah. So that would be for business. For personal, the same, but instead of Virgin, of course, gas and electricity. So, ensure that you get a quote and ensure that it's competitive. And those would be the top 3. Yeah.
Excellent. So how can one develop their business to ensure that they attain financial savviness, freedom, using the essential services that are out there that you offer?
How can they develop their business? Okay, excellent. So first of all, do a personal survival budget or a household survival budget. Look to see what you want and what you need. What I normally suggest to people is, especially when they're first starting out, is that they might need to get something part-time.
Yeah.
Now, not everybody has that luxury of being able to go and get a part-time job.
Mm-hmm.
So by good old-fashioned conversation, referrals, that's how people can basically start their own business. They can become an ACN, IBO, and make referrals, get paid. Every time people pay their bills, which people do every time, they will actually get a percentage, and that will help them. So that's one of the ways that they can build that financial wall around their family. So they can definitely reach out to me in regards to that, and we can let them see a lovely little presentation in the comfort of their own home.
And I think that's the key thing here as well, because not only are you offering these essential services for ongoing business as an individual, you're also giving them an opportunity to come into the business itself and earn from it. So you're having a service that can literally pay for itself by you just using the services yourself. So it's kind of a win-win situation, which I think is actually brilliant, because they're being able to use that extra cash to make savings on one side, but also to have extra cash to put into their pocket to do what they want to do with it. Brilliant. And I know that you're going to share your details afterwards so that people can get into it. So thanks for sharing that.
Thank you.
If one cannot afford all the essential services you have mentioned, what is one service that, you know, that they should really have?
In terms of residential or commercial?
Or commercial.
Okay. Commercial is going to be ID seal. Residential, one that they would absolutely need to have, I would say, go for Virgin.
Nice. Brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing all of these fantastic information. You've gone from your training side of what you do in B Consultancy, which we really appreciate, because you're starting from the top, is building somebody out, helping them build up their confidence. Then you're wrapping it back into saying, okay, now you've built your confidence, built your business, whatever you're going to be doing in the training, you can now set up a side business to help you really maintain where you're going in your future, in your life, and building that legacy for your family. So I really appreciate how you put that together for us today, and some really good information that you've shared with us. So what is your parting comment that you can share with our audience?
Oh, my parting comment will be seize the moment. Carpe diem, seize the moment. Do something, do something for you, do something for your family. So seize the moment.
Excellent. So Janice, really appreciate you joining us. So how can our listeners contact you and learn more about all the services and things that you're offering?
Okay, best way to contact me is you can either call, text, or WhatsApp me, and the number is 07737 018 367. Or you can see my name there, Janice Beckles. You can reach out to me via LinkedIn or Instagram or Facebook, and just send me a direct message, slide into my DMs. Alternatively, if you prefer to send an email, you can go to jb@bconsultancy.co.uk.
Perfect. Brilliant. Thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you, listeners, for listening in. You know, Janice has really gone through the whole throes of what essential services are, but also she is a top trainer as well. So you may want a business side of her as well. So reach out to her and see where you can land with her and what she can offer. You have joined us on the Savvy Property Investors Show today with Janice Beckles, and I really appreciate your time. So come on, Savvy Investors, let's take flight. Don't forget to subscribe, rate us, review, and download and share our podcast. If you like what you heard today and you want to reach out to us with a topic that you would like me to discuss, please feel free to put it in our comments, and would love to get back to you. Have a lovely time, and we'll see you next week on the Savvy Property Show. Thank you, and bye for now.
This week's episode of the Savvy Property Investors Podcast was brought to you by our sponsor, the Savvy Women Group. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed today's show, head over to our website, www.savvywomen.co.uk, to gain access to our free resources and more insights about our guest speaker today. Remember, we make your business our business, so you can unlock your full potential and improve your quality of life.